Hi guys, B.E.D Brewer here again. Today we're going to talk about some regulators here. So this is a regular full-size regulator. Here we have the pressure gauge for the tank. This has a direct connection to the actual tank itself. So regardless of the valve here, you're still going to be reading the pressure out of the tank. The control stem, this is where we're going to control the output for the line, and this is our line pressure. Over here with this mini regulator, what we have, this was actually the ultimate regulator kit. So I actually have a whole lot of different things I can do here. This one is obviously set up for a 5-pound tank, but we only have the one cylinder, and you notice that it's all one unit. So this brings us over to this mini regulator, and this is a regulator that a lot of people have a hard time with or have trouble with. I really love mine. I did have some issues in the beginning, and I want to talk to you about those. So when you first pick up a regulator, the first thing you want to do is examine it for any body damage. Specifically, we're interested in any cracks or nicks. Along the thread, we're interested in if there's any dents or dings or anything that's going to allow gas to escape. If you have any of those, obviously you need a new regulator. When you receive one of these, now you remember I was talking about the tank pressure gauge? That is what this is currently covering up, and that's one of the things that makes this a small unit. So what we're going to do is we're going to make sure we're going to screw this down and make sure that this is nice and snug using a pair of pliers. Wrench. Then what we're going to do is you're going to open this all the way up and make sure that it comes to a complete stop and kind of gets a little stuck, and then you're going to bring some pressure back to it. Now what we're interested in is whether or not this top part rotates. If it does, you want to go ahead and loosen it all the way up, take a wrench and back this out very carefully. Inside of this there is a small, about a 1 centimeter screw and a brass button. So you're going to want to be very careful as you pull it off. Then you're going to want to put Teflon tape, put the brass button down and the screw. Then you're going to screw this all the way on, take a wrench and tighten it as hard as you can, okay? Because you don't want this to be able to spin, otherwise you will vent gas. Now with these two things, or with this taken care of, you should not have any other problems venting with from your cylinder. So what you'll want to do if you're using a 16 cc or a 12 cc little cylinder, you'll use this. If you're using a regular paintball cylinder, you'll just screw your cylinder right in. I would recommend that you use some Teflon tape on this. Also, a little gotcha about this. These are going to be unthreaded. What you're going to want to do is put a little bit of Vaseline around the neck of the CC tube that you're using so that it allows this thing to get a little bit moist and create that seal nice and well. So what you'll do is you'll screw this in. As soon as you start hearing it vent, you'll torque it down as much as you can, okay? Now at that point, everything will be from the valve out. So give this a little nice firm grip. Make sure that you're not gonna be moving this gauge around. And my recommendation is that you take a pair of needle nose pliers. You'll wanna use needle nose pliers, not a regular wrench, because the diameter of this plastic part is a little bit larger than the hex nut. So if you use a regular wrench or a larger pair of pliers, you're gonna break this when you try and torque it down really well. So you're gonna wanna make sure that you torque that down, again, as hard as you can using a pair of needle nose pliers. And from there, you should have a pretty good experience with this particular regulator. I've had this regulator for more than 6 years, and I only just now stopped using it because I'm not using the paintball canisters anymore. Anyway, I hope you really enjoyed this. Hope you learned something. If you did, please give us a like. Feel free to subscribe if you'd like. And thank you so much. Happy brewing.